After taming the flames of the witch fire, the heroes gathered to tend to their burns and the strange, cursed flames that still lingered upon them. They caught a glimpse of the past through a psychic resonance imprinted upon a burned-out pillar and left behind by a powerful hag that was betrayed by Belcora and burned alive, which had formed their now destroyed foe. Within the charred stasis chamber laid undoubtedly powerful magic items left behind by the hag. But thinking twice about being caught from behind again, the heroes turned again toward the western door and readied themselves for confrontation. Opening the door, they were immediately faced with a massive, single decaying hand mounted to a wall next to a series of crudely drawn maps. In the corner stood a man dressed in an array of colorful robes and attire. In no uncertain terms, this creature made it obvious that he was the Motley Man and had been speaking to Doriana in her dreams, revealing she had true psychic potential and that he had planned to foster it to fruition. Tulok flew into a rage at his callous treatment of an innocent child, and the battle began with weapons drawn, magic cast, and the lunging of that massive hand upon the wall.
So couldn't help but notice we've got some rather apt color schemes going on your tokens. I know the listeners can't quite see that, but for every character we've had to make choices of what color the circle on your token would be. Tulok's has always been this nice light little purple. Kruka is a nice forest green, as it were. Zori's got this sort of golden yellow, and Lump's got a nice solid red color. I think these are all quite appropriate. Zori, being a ship captain and a trader, possibly smuggler on the side, or maybe a lot, I don't know.
Follower of Abadar.
Yeah, gold. That gold color, follower of Abadar. Great point. It's a very apt choice. Kruka being a bit of a hermit in the woods. Forest green, why not? Tulok always described his magic with the color purple, if I recall correctly.
And his clothes.
And then Lump feels really appropriate given how much they seem to want people to bleed, which is kind of fun. So it got me thinking about sort of what's the word I'm looking for?
Color
association, and how it some people just like naturally associate colors of things. Like I remember for whatever reason this popped in my head. I remember like. James is laughing hysterically right now, and I have no idea why.
It's because James, I figured out what makes James laugh, and it's whenever you're searching for a word, and I just say like the dumbest word.
Oh my god, it gets me every time. It never misses.
I remember when I was younger, like associating colors to like the months of the year for whatever reason. And like, when we started playing D&D and stuff like that, I was like, what color is said school of magic for whatever reason? And I think D&D even covered that at one point a long time ago. There's a color association to that. So I was just kind of wondered if you guys have any like particular ones that stand out to you? If you actually bother going through this process, does anyone want to surprise us with the reveal to have synesthesia or something?
I've only had synesthesia once, and it was under the influence. So
Let's just call it getting high.
how high? I've never been that high smoking weed.
Yeah, I just have the deep story behind the Forest Green of Krukka is actually my childhood was pretty surrounded by older brothers who none of their favorite color was green, so that was always the game piece that I got to choose.
You were always green.
Oh.
Is that why you chose it for Krukka? You feel locked into green all the time?
Green's kind of been what I went towards, but no, I don't really have any particular associations with it. I think this might have been the same case where I was probably the last to pick because I'm also pretty lazy.
There is that.
Yeah. Other than that, I can barely paint.
What about you, James? You always have weird memory techniques and associations to get yourself through life.
Yeah, very few of them involve color. I use color as an organizational tool more than anything. So when I see color, I associate it with a specific thing that I have to do in my calendar.
Mm-hmm.
But there's way back in the day, and I mean like 5 or 6 years ago, there was a show by the people who did Crack.com, and it was a podcast, and they did a podcast on color theory. And one of the things that always stood out to me was Baker Miller Pink. If you guys don't know about this is essentially the color of Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
And what they used to do was paint, like drunk tanks are painted this color pink. There was a time in college American football that they would paint the visiting team's dressing room this color because there were a lot of studies done suggesting that this inhibits aggression, and it's actually a very calming color. Like this is apparently the most calming color, and it can just brain hack you into like docility.
Crazy.
To the point where it is no longer a viable strategy. Like you cannot in American college football paint the opposing dressing room this color. It's also, and on the flip side of it, black is one of the most aggressive colors. Specifically in sports. Like if we look at the I actually don't know where the fuck they're located these days, but the Raiders, they seem to bounce back and forth. They might be back in Oakland. I don't know. Don't at me. I don't care about American football. But the San Jose Sharks had to get rid of their black jerseys for a couple of years and stuff like that because there was a couple of anecdotal studies done about how black makes a team more aggressive if they're wearing it. And then if you're in this pink color, it calms you down. I'm not sure what like how verified these studies are, but that concept always stood out in my mind is that you can use colors to change the way people think. Like there's in Japan, I think it was Japan. I'm probably misquoting this, but they painted all of their red bridges blue, and it's because blue is a calming color and it makes you rethink
Thoughtful.
it makes you more thoughtful. So Japan hasn't had a bridge-related suicide, or their bridge-related suicides dropped by something astronomical since this happened. And there's been a campaign to paint the San Francisco Bridge blue for like a decade because of this reason, because people just keep fucking offing themselves on it. Yeah.
That's wild. That is so cool. What a sort of like really kind of hard to understand, but is trackable. You can verify some context of a reaction and that sort of thing. But it's like, why is it that? That's so interesting.
But that's why video games changed the colors. Like it used to be red versus blue, right? But they found that the red teams were winning statistically higher because of this. They were more aggressive and so like a lot of video games have changed it to like blue and purple or colors that are still like distinguishable from each other, but it's not using red or anything else like that. The biggest thing though, like when you said Baker Miller Pink, I was like, oh shit. Yeah, it worked for a little bit, but they found that it was actually like making people kind of crazy because it only works for like the initial exposure for like an hour. And so like it works for sports, but like in terms of jail and inmates and things like that, it does not work in the long term.
Yeah, no.
It's specifically called drunk tank pink up here because they only paint the drunk tank this color to keep you in check.
I've been in a drunk tank and there is not enough pink in the world.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. So do you think Lump's current trend of being quite effective is anything to do with their red ring around the token?
Absolutely.
You think it's influenced Foundry's algorithm?
It has, like, psychosomatically, like, if it works, it works. So, you know.
But seriously though, is there a reason you chose red, or just because?
So purple is actually one of my favorite colors, but Scott, that son of a bitch who's not here right now, and I'll talk all the shit I can, took it first. And red just, well, there's a lot of reasons that I like red. In the United States, it's kind of a bad color because of a certain political party we have down here. Traditionally, it was the color of like socialists, and you know,
right.
I'm a little bit down with that. And so,
well, it's funny how association in that context can change quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
No.
It just, when you're talking about like social or political parties or organizations of any kind, like that stuff shifts.
Oh yeah, and just
lot,
like the way that
know?
like words have changed, like redneck used to be like striking miners and stuff, and now it's like
Right.
the good old boys with the Confederate flag, and it's weird. Things are weird. Co-opting.
Yeah. That brings us to Scott. Then, is there a particular reason you chose purple for Tulok, the color scheme, the magic, and all that stuff?
I just like the color right now, and
Just
I don't know.
very
I
in?
just kind of
Just
I
like
go
a hag
through
bag.
Yeah, I just go through phases, you know, like
Yeah.
when I was young, green was my favorite color. And then as I got older, black became my favorite color, and red. And then I like gold for a while. And now I like purple. And I like
Right.
turquoise too.
Your color's a fickle mistress for you.
Yeah. I mean, my interests change pretty often. And then I also just like think that like purple for a long time, like I feel like got called out as like a girl's color, like as if that's like a
was
bad
queer.
thing or something.
Yeah.
Or even makes any sense whatsoever. Like, gendered colors is batshit insane.
Exactly. And so when I was growing up, I feel like I liked the color, but then everyone was just like, that's a girl color. And like, it was my sister's favorite color. And then I'm just like, I don't know. So in my adult life where I'm just like, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, AKA like all the colors that I want, like, which is such a dumb thing to say. Like, yeah, it's a cool color.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
It can be kind of dark and shit too. Like it's kind of like almost black, but like, you know, it's like moody, right? Like you see purple shit, it's moody.
I agree with you, man. I think purple evokes a lot of emotion, and the different shades of purple really, really do evoke that emotional spectrum in a way that I think maybe only shades of red can.
Yeah. Like
It's
purple,
rich.
like light purple can be very calming, like lavender, like it associates with lavender are calming. And then darker purple is, oh God, stupefied.
Yeah, and violet's like this really regal color. Like it's had so much emotional meaning and context throughout history. Like it's pun intended. It's rich and it's deep.
Mm.
And then there's the infuriating, misty, stupefied purple that's been staring me in the face for 3 fucking sessions.
Yeah. Speaking of Tulok casting purple magic, I'm not sure we're going to see that for this, at least this round of combat, because you be fascinated, and nearly all of your spells have the verbal component, and you screwed, Scott. So,
I know One Trick Pony.
well, let's see what you can pull off for the first time in a long time, if ever. I can't remember now. We've actually had coming back in the middle of a combat. I have one thing to cover. I was using message as a spell for a little extra flavor for fun to spend my final action. I have to actually sustain hypnotic pattern, so couldn't have really done the last one, even though that's how I wanted the episode all cool like. But it didn't really make any. It wouldn't have made sense for Ysanclear to let that go. That being said, I also forgot that Lump would have had the option to react with their own rebuttal from that message on their last turn. Is there anything you would like to have said, Lump, in return? With the threat of the return to your bonds?
I don't think that I would have, because I didn't know, like, I wouldn't have known if they were going to come and stab me, so I would have wanted to have my shield block. So I don't think I would have. But if you're just giving me a flavor response, like
Sure, flavor response. Why not? To make up for my bungle.
soon your blood will coat these entire walls. Try to not get any on the maps.
That's good. I like it. All right. Let's hop back in here. We're in round 2, nearing the end of it with Krucka up, ready to start smashing, I assume.
Ready is a relative term because he is stupefied and fascinated. And dazzled. All the good
And
things.
dazzled.
So, step
Yeah.
southwest. And I guess start the swinging and see what happens.
Okay. So we're going to need a DC 5 flat check in order to see if you can hit with the old Dazzled.
Nat 1.
And that's going to be a miss.
Starting out strong. Second, Jesus, I feel like I'm gonna waste this haste. It was dazzled for, concealed for everything.
As long as you're in the hypnotic pattern, you're Dazzled.
Well, he can't really do anything outside of that hypnotic pattern, being a barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
So, swing with a map -5. I guess I didn't do the DC 5 flat check. It was an 18, but also an 18
Okay.
on the attack.
That's going to miss.
Third action. E.
Well, this is fourth action. You stepped.
Yeah, fourth
swung
action.
twice. Yeah, haste action.
Yeah, I think of it like to attempt to grab. Yeah, so free action, he's going to change his grip and attempt to grab.
Okay. So still a map on that.
And that's athletics.
That's going to be athletics versus my reflex? Fortitude. I always mix that one up.
22.
22. No, I'm afraid not. Not that far off, but not
Yeah, it
close
was a
enough
pretty good
either.
roll, but dinger.
Yeah. Damn. So walking in, just dazzled. This like hypnotic pattern, just like I said, it's like geometric, like light, like colored lights and shifting patterns all over the place. It's so distracting. And you swing, take a hand off, try and reach out, can't quite get there. It's Glastrom Dur's turn.
Glashtum is going to snap their fingers. A small spark will appear in their hand as they fling it into the room.
Another produce flame.
That is a 25 to hit.
You're gonna need mirror image.
Does a 25 hit?
Oh, sorry. Let me just. No, it does not.
Okay, then that will take off a mirror because of miss.
Oh, is that how that works? It's been a while since I actually.
Yes.
Any attack that would hit you has a random chance, so it has to hit me first.
Okay.
If an attack fails to hit your AC but doesn't critically fail, oh, it destroys an image. Oh, good call.
Yeah, and so Krucka would have taken an image as well,
Yeah, true enough.
unless they were critical misses.
Yeah, what were your attack rolls again? Actually, I think you only rolled one of them.
Yeah, the first one I failed the flat check. The second one was an 18.
So that 18 is not a critical fail. Want to roll me one more just to see if it's it takes an image away?
Well, if it's not a critical fail, it just automatically takes the image. If you got through the concealment.
Yeah, so he would have missed, and then that third one was the grab that failed.
Okay, so it was 2 regular misses and the grab failed.
Yes, but one of the
okay.
misses was a concealed miss, so that doesn't take an image.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I see what you're saying.
Yes,
I'm
so down
I'm
2
throwing down what you're
images.
picking up.
Yep.
Okay, down 2 images. Thank you.
And
Sorry, listeners. My first
then
day.
does his happy little deep gnome dance.
Yeah. Okay, Tulok. What the hell can you do?
You know what, Barn? You're always
Yeah.
getting me down, thinking I'm some sort of one-trick pony.
Yeah.
Well, I
mean,
ain't.
Okay.
So Tulok takes a step, 5 feet in fact, to the northeast. While doing so, he reaches into a bag upon his belt and pulls out a bone, which does not have a verbal component to use.
Okay.
And so, using the bag of bones, he will cast Tanglevine upon the creature.
Okay.
That's so good. What an excellent call.
What the hell does Tanglevine do?
Okay. A vine appears from thin air, flicking from your hand and lashing itself to the target. Attempt a spell attack roll. Okay. Okay, I have to roll this because I don't actually get my own stats on this. So 17.
Just a quick double check. I can't seem to quite find it on the fly here, but you have to use an Envision and an Interact to activate these. Does Envision have the Concentrate trait?
I'm sorry, what?
It's when you activate one of these bones, use one action or more, depending on what you're drawing out, and it has Envision and Interact.
It does not have the Concentrate trait.
It does not? Okay, never mind. You're good to go then. Thought I caught you.
It has no traits.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay. Attempt a spell attack against the target. Except I don't know what I'm rolling against here.
Their AC.
Okay, so I roll a 22.
22 is a miss.
Okay, fair enough. I tried a spell. It didn't work.
Down
That's
one
my
more
turn.
bone. Okay.
Down one more bone.
All right. Hey, it was definitely not your usual one trick, Mr. Pony. Top of round 3, Lump.
Lump is going to look at the creature and attempt to demoralize it with just an unholy low growl. And let's see. That is a 14 on the die for a 29.
29 versus my will DC. That is a success.
All right, you become frightened 1, and then I am going to continue that.
Whoa. First, I need to hear this unholy growl that is frightened just unclear.
Jesus Christ.
That didn't even really come through Discord. It sounded like you were emptying the sink or something.
Someone was in a metal band.
Yeah, and that scream continues as Lump brings their hand and shield next to their mouth and casts painful vibrations. And I need a Fortitude save.
Reminder to everyone too that this growl and the hands to the mouth is where the eyes should be.
Yes, it's like I have binoculars.
Okay, Fortitude save. Not my best one. Natural 3 for an 18.
That is just a regular failure. The target will take full damage, which is 8d6. They become sickened 1 and is deafened for 1 round.
Oh, wow.
And that is 22 points of sonic damage pulsing through, tearing around in their organs, rattling their bones.
Oh my god.
Did you hear that?
All right, sickened 1 and deafened. Oh, brutal. Okay, and 22 points of damage. Take that. Okay, you just shaking this dude's world. Brutal. Okay, Zori, what do you got?
Can I know before I decide to recall knowledge what tradition it would be under?
Yeah, occultism.
Yeah, she'll attempt to recall knowledge then.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, you don't know. I mean, you know this is a denizen of Lang because it is said as much, but you are not familiar with that type of creature.
That makes sense. Okay.
You've definitely heard of them, I'm sure, but you know that they're not very common.
Her next 2 actions, she's going to reach out with her hand and just start swaying 2 fingers very quickly, and it starts to trail as it gets motion blur as she casts Slow.
Oh,
That'll be
boy.
a Fortitude save, please.
Fortitude save. Again, not my best save. Oh, but I rolled really well. 33.
33 is a success. You are slowed 1 for 1 round.
Okay. Oh, brutal. Okay, stacking up the shit on this guy. It's his turn. And he gonna, let's see, I've got 2 actions. Gonna sustain. And gonna swing his kukri at Krucka. 20 to hit.
That's a miss. You can't kookery this, Krucka.
That's my 2 actions.
Krucka's uncookable.
You're up, Krucka. That was a terrible round for me.
Yeah. So that haste was just for 1 round, yeah?
It's a minute.
A minute.
It keeps going, yeah.
Oh, yay. So first action, he's
Yeah.
going to stride out of the room, striding outside of this little cone of fascination. Actually up here next to the west of Tulak. And then a 3-action Ring of the Ram, baby.
Oh, boy.
Haste, let's go.
For the record, you wouldn't be fascinated anymore if that changes things.
No, actually, the fascinated remains, but the dazzled will fall off.
But the creature used to hostile action. They
Oh, yeah.
attempted to
No,
attack
that's-
him with his kukri.
Does it automatically fall off, or does he get a check? Automatically
It
falls
automatically
off,
falls off.
is it? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Good call. Okay,
So if that would change things, Duncan.
yeah. But stepping out of the room you remain dazzled while in there, so you have to roll those flat checks still. So that also might inform your decision.
Oh, if I have to roll the flat checks anyways, then I don't know why it moved.
No, if you step out of the hypnotic pattern, which you have done already, you no longer have to. You
Okay.
will remain dazzled while you were in the pattern.
Okay, yeah, so he will exit the pattern and then
Okay.
blast. He can only do a 3-action Ring of the Ram anyways, so fortitude save, please.
Fortitude save. Natural 1.
Yeah, baby.
Oh boy.
Oh, no.
Critical failure, so that is
I use a denizen of Lang Point.
6d6 times 2.
Then you must be dreaming, bitch.
You'll take 40 force damage?
20 force damage, okay?
No, 40.
Bam.
20 times 2.
40. Oh, God. Oh, God. Jeez.
And then you're also pushed into the wall 5 feet per action, so 15 feet pushed into the wall. I don't know if that's more damage.
I'm gonna give you a d6 of damage as he just boom back against the wall and like smacks his head. Go ahead and roll me that. He's never been punched so hard by someone running away in his life.
Yeah, so just bails, turns, and starts blasting. Another 3 force damage on top of that.
Oh man, you hit him so hard. Oh, Ring of the Ram for the win. It's Glash's turn. Who's doing a little dance over there?
Glash is gonna look over at Krucka, give the nod, and just keep snapping along with his dance.
Snapping produce flames.
Painful Vibrations, also the dance that the gnome is doing right now.
I picture him doing Gangnam Style.
Oh, God. 13 for a 27 to hit.
That hits.
God, rolled awful for 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And keeps the dance going.
All right, Tulak, what do you got? Oh, by the way, your fascinated has come up as well, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's the hostile to any of your allies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna, you know what, back to being a one-trick pony.
They keep that pony around for a reason.
You can't stay away from the trick.
One horse town. Okay, Tulak will fire off a telekinetic projectile, sending a stone towards this creature. It's a 33 to hit.
That is a hit.
26 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Hey.
You smack this thing like against the wall, and it just like what did you throw at it? A stone?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's we got one mirror image left. Thank you, James. Roll me a James also says sorry. Roll me a d6, please.
5.
Oh, you hit the image.
I would like to use a hero point.
Oh, okay.
But you can't. This is a D20 roll.
Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be a d20 roll only. Ah, who cares? Use it. Go for it.
2.
Okay, you that does it. You launch would you launch like a stone or a brick or something?
Yeah. A stone that's covered in fucking demonic runes.
Diabolic. This guy's basically like back against the wall, just smacked his head, and this thing just comes crashing into his chest. And he just, at his final moments, kind of looks straight at you, Tulak, from through the door, and he says,
I'll be back for you both.
and his body just dissolves into nothing. Just like fades from existence. His clothes and drop to the floor, and his weapon and his belongings, but his body just gone.
The last thing he sees is a small gnome dancing away to a sound that nobody can hear.
Flossing on his haters.
Just he's like staring at Tulak, and just behind Tulak is this deep gnome doing a little jig.
Come on, do the monkey with me.
Oh man. You have found success in this combat. That wasn't so bad, eh?
I really felt like that was going to get away from us.
Someone roll me an occultism check again.
28.
The denizen of Lang has something called planar fast healing that can only function when they are not on their home plane of Lang. So it basically has this, they have this constant connection to their home plane. So long as they are not on said plane, they have fast healing 5. It also means that when they are killed and not on their home plane, they are not properly killed. They will reform back on their plane. So Yasan Kalir is not dead.
Uh-oh.
It's like a Rakshasa.
But of course, with his death, the hypnotic pattern dissipates. What do you do?
Bag.
Izori roots through his pockets.
Rooting through the pockets. And you find a +1 striking kukri and a fragment of some sort of pendant. And, of course, a flawless ruby.
Yeah, she'll do a check on the fragment, I suppose.
Sure. Roll me a religion check.
Lump, this pendant appears to have some religious significance. Perhaps you could investigate further. She says as she recognizes its occultish, or its religious symbols and points in his direction.
They will go ahead and give that blind GM roll to see what they know.
It's pretty obvious to you right out of the gate, Lump, especially since you spent some time here. This is a fragment, 1/5 of a pentagram that's kind of hung on a little chain as a pendant. Wait, a pendant you pin to yourself, don't you?
That's a brooch.
Oh, brooch.
I believe it is diabolical in nature. It appears to be fragment, a 5th of one. Perhaps there will be others down here with the rest, and it may be something that we need to put together to complete it, as it were.
Is this something we should want to complete?
Lump just kind of shrugs.
Interesting. Perhaps it could be some sort of key for us.
She'll then hold out the ruby and the striking kukri. She is clearly coveting the ruby, but also wants to make sure that it's available for the party.
I'd be careful with that ruby. He already said himself that it was some sort of a connection to him. We've seen it before in town. The mayor's daughter. He was using it to bring her to him. You may hold on to it, but I would suggest tucking into something where you're not touching it directly, perhaps. Just a thought.
Lump will peel back part of their flesh on their arm and just drop the kukri inside.
Okay. And with a flick of her wrist, the ruby disappears up Izori's sleeves.
Krucka, having seen how magic all the stuff in that room looked, will have immediately turned around to the empty cell and tried to knock that wall down to get the hag bag.
Okay.
Lump will also go ahead and grab the fragment for now.
Tulok kind of brushes past everyone and just begins looking at the papers on the wall.
While he does that, Izori's listening at the door that he was pointing to when he said he had someone trapped.
All right, so Izori, you're checking your traps, you said?
Yeah, specifically at the door that he was kind of gesturing to while he was saying that he had somebody captive.
Since I'm next to the door, I'd also like to look for traps before something blows up in my face.
To be clear, he never actually said he had someone captive. He pointed at the map.
I'd like to roll back the tape on that one, but...
Yeah, no, because he pointed to the map because he said, I found her, and he pointed at the manor on the hill, is what I said on the map.
Oh, okay. She will then check the room for traps.
Okay. Checking the river traps. Tulok, you are checking around for something to do with the maps. The maps they look like they're kind of scrambled together as like pieces of parchment and old paper and stuff, kind of pinned up next to each other, and there's like lines across each edge of the paper, kind of trailing all over the place. But it's a pretty well detailed map of Otari, but you don't see anything of particular significance other than it covers the pretty accurately the ways the streets go and the cliff around, and there's a big circle kind of around the manor.
Okay. I would like to try to decipher if this is potentially like the penmanship was that of a young girl, or if it was him, or if it looks to me like he did this from looking at it or from being fed information from someone else. And I would like to use bookbinding lore.
Of course you would. I think it's a stretch to say that applies. But why don't you go ahead and roll me a courtesy one anyway? Because I don't know how someone's penmanship has anything to do with bookbinding. What'd you get?
28.
As far as you can tell, it's not the work of a child. That's all I'm giving you.
There's no like hearts over the eyes.
No.
There are,
None
but
of
it's
those.
actually the hundreds-year-old demon guy that wrote it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just maps is all that I can see. Just a map of Otari. No annotations.
Not really, no. Just, there's probably annotations of just like, this appears to be a tavern, and that's this business, and, maybe you see a bit of like, what looks like, markings of like tracking where Doriana, may have been or goes regularly or some such. But it's very little because she doesn't travel much. Basically, maybe goes to Ankleholtz for school and then back to the manor again. The occasional trip to the market is what you would assume she does around town. That being said, before I forget, I want to throw this. This is a few episodes ago, and Scott gave me some shit for not dropping a hero point for... I think it was him calling out that the Motley man or the Motley something that we were talking to Jedzelli, talking to Glastrom Dur about Jedzelli, and I didn't give it to you because I didn't want to give away that you were right until you could know that you were right, and you were right now. Now I'm telling you. So have a hero point. Sometimes I hold them back,
Rich.
Scott, because sometimes I don't want to give away the story in advance.
Is there anything else in the room?
Just the two doors. And I guess the big old cushion that he was standing on. Yeah, Zori, there are no traps that you can see.
Did you roll mine as well? Or are you just saying that so we can move on?
No, I didn't roll yours.
Okay.
There, I rolled it. No, you don't see anything either.
Okay.
Okay, she does perception at the door and takes the avoid notice action.
You do not hear smell or detect anything.
Lump is, while they're rummaging, whatever. I was gonna do treat wounds, but we're moving pretty quick, and we'll push open the doors, seeing no traps.
All right. You crack the door to reveal a small room with a desk with several stubs of burned candles all over it. The west wall has severed hands that are pinned or nailed to the wall. There's more than a dozen all along the wall here. And each are badly withered and displayed palm outward. And at the southernmost part of the room is the dead body of Jedzeli, laying in a pool of dried blood.
Lump will go ahead and try to cast Disrupt Undead on these hands nailed to the wall.
Yeah, bam, bam, bam. They are
Okay.
not undead creatures.
Am I missing something? Who is Jedzeli?
Jedzeli was the skulk that you found in the kitchen of the tavern that you let go with Glash and Falshi. And when Jedzeli wandered off, that's when they get caught. That's what Glash told you. And he was pretty sure Jedzeli was probably dead. But basically, she had gone off about the motley-colored man or the motley-colored creature and stuff, and kind of wandered off aggressively.
Okay, thanks.
Lump will go ahead and step into the room and search it.
She probably took the ruby.
God, I want to do a behind-the-scenes show. So many cool things. Yeah, check on the room around. You don't even need to roll a perception check. You just kind of like search around. There's not much in here, but there is one drawer in the desk.
I'll pop that open.
You pop it open, and inside are 2 scrolls.
Are they on the Divine Tradition?
They are Arcane, Divine, and Occult.
Okay. I think I just know what they are.
Yeah, they are scrolls of dream message.
Gotcha. Into the arm they go.
I can also just learn spells from scrolls. All I have to do is spend an hour feeding it to my cat, and then they appear on my spell list.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
awesome. You got 2 of these, too, so you could probably do that if you want.
As you did that, Tulok steps forward and says, Lump, what do you have there that you just tucked into your arm?
Ah,
I know that you're new to our group here, but we generally share what we find and let each other know what it is. Perhaps someone could use it.
I see. I've been on my own for quite a while. My apologies, and we'll open the arm back up and hold out the scrolls. They're scrolls of dream message.
Are they wet?
They are
No.
now.
No.
Are they
I don't know. I don't know what the inside of his arm's like.
They're not wet, just moist.
The inside of their arm is not wet.
Just clammy. Clammy scrolls.
So Tulok takes one from them and turns over his shoulder to Izori. Perhaps you could use this.
I think Sammy and I could learn this together, and then we'd have it at our disposal anytime we like. Yes. Thank you, Sage Tulok.
If that's the same for all spells, perhaps when we have a moment, you should look through. I do have a couple scrolls here that you could take a look at. But we'll save that for when we rest.
Yes, Sammy's quite young still, and it takes about an hour for him to just devour a full scroll. But yes, anything you have of the occult tradition, I should be able to add to my repertoire.
Tulok nods.
All right, so just to be clear, I left one scroll on Lump
Yeah.
for the other one on Izori. Cool.
Want to send hate mail to somebody?
Yeah, I kind of forget exactly what Dream Message does, but it was basically what.
Basically, you can send basically 1 minute of speech, 150 words, and if they're not asleep, when they do go to sleep, they'll get your message. If they are asleep, they'll get it instantly.
Oh, okay, right. So yeah, that's what he was using to communicate to Doriana's dreams.
Yeah, and it could be a pretty good way of communicating back to Otari if we need to get a hold of Rin for anything, or like Long Saddle or something.
Mm-hmm.
Long Saddle just closes his eyes and his head just rings out with "Suck my ass, Long Saddle."
Level 3 spell well used. Oh, that's good. All right, you're gonna check the other room.
Check it for traps.
Yep, you don't detect anything. You pop it open. You find a filthy silk pillow rests in the center of the room and is surrounded by several unlit candles. Several charcoal depictions drawn directly on the stone walls feature a teenage girl. And a small wooden box sits in the corner of the room with a few more candles inside.
Search the room, scoop anything that looks like it might be interesting or valuable, and then show it to the gang.
This one's fun. You actually find that some of these candles are made of rare waxes, making them rather valuable. In total, the rare wax candles will net you about 50 gold. And I thought to myself, what's a rare wax that is worth burning? And I think it's Dire Bee hive wax, James.
Oh, nice callback.
That's got to be what it is. The reason it's so valuable is because of how many people died collecting it.
Wait, is this like a mead thing? I feel like I
think I've told this story on Encounter this before.
It's a callback to we did a Christmas D&D session. It was around Christmas time at James' place, and his fiance made homemade creme de cacao, and we had a lot of brandy Alexanders, and we spent the whole session getting drunk, and in game went to a tavern and got drunk, and we role played that for like 3 hours. Maybe not the full 3 hours. And James on the fly had come up with the fact there was Dire Bee mead in the tavern, and there was like signs on the wall that indicated how many people died.
Oh, it was tally marks directly on the cask.
Yeah. Oh, it was on the cask,
and that indicated how much gold each cost as well. So if there were 4 tally marks, 4 people died to get the meat, and it cost 4 gold pieces.
Jesus. Because they lost enough people. It was one of the funniest things I've ever heard. We were dying.
Lump is going to turn to Azori with a brown candle. Be like, I don't quite know this scent. Do you know what it is?
It's black cardamom.
I thought it was Leshy earwax.
No, I know what that smells like. Everyone knows what that smells like.
Everyone knows.
Oh, I'm just a fucking idiot then.
Black cardamom. What is that used for? Is it just a lovely scent?
It can be used to flavor cuisine in the south of the Inner Sea region. Very popular in Katapesh.
Ah, I see. Well, thank you for sharing. Do you mind if I keep this one?
No. She doesn't give a shit about the candles.
Here, you can have the pumpkin spice one. All right, I'm going to throw the valuable candles in Lump's inventory as a bundle worth 50 gold. Meanwhile, on the outside, Kruk has been hammering away at the old thing here.
Going at it, singing a little tune. You know, I'm whacking the wall, give it a tag. Whacking the wall because I want that egg bag. Yeah, that's what I've been working on this whole time.
Just been writing your own little tune.
Worth every minute of it.
Yeah, you can have your hero point.
Yeah,
I'm feeling generous. Glash
is somehow playing a harmonica.
Yeah. And just doing a jig. All right, going to fast forward some time. Oh.
Tulok, well, if you're fast forwarding time, is going to search for secret doors in all 3 of those rooms that they just ran.
Okay.
He's looking for a teleportation circle, to be exact.
Okay.
How much time are we fast forwarding?
I'll call it about 30 minutes. And I just want to streamline this because it's kind of just dumb. You can break your way through. You manage to get a crack in the sort of transparent stone of this thing, and you get a little weak spot, and you just get to a broken kind of condition, and you just smash a hole through it so you can get your hand inside and reach for the bag and the bracers.
Yeah, being a labor lore expert, he knows his fulcrums and levers. So.
There you go. Roll me a courtesy labor lore. Why not?
Oh, this is going to be embarrassing. Because he's only trained 29.
Nailed it.
With a U. Labor with a U.
You knew exactly what to do. Tulok, what order do you search the rooms in? For secret doors?
I search them, the wax candle room, the office, then finally the map room.
Okay. You don't find anything.
Okay.
And Krucka, you've got some bracers and hag bag.
I would like to identify them.
Okay. I will need some checks.
Okay, crafting for all of it because he's got
Crafter's appraisal.
crafter's appraisal. Thank you.
Oh my, aren't you fancy?
Yeah, nope. I am quite unsophisticated.
What do you got?
First one, 18. Stupefied, still not helping.
And which one are you doing first?
The bracers.
No, I'm afraid you don't know what it is.
Okay.
Or what they are, other than bracers.
They brace.
Plain old
And next will be the hag bag. 22. Wow, 2 crap rolls. 3 and a 7 on the die. Well, that was totally worth all the effort.
Actually, you know what? I'll give you the hag bag. I'm gonna give you a circumstance bonus of +1 to get the meat to beat on that, because it is very similar to what Duffy is. It is a bag of holding type 2.
Duffy, we failed you a girlfriend.
Eat the bag, Duffy. Eat the bag.
I don't know if I'm ready for this. Not on the first date. Hello, Miss Bag. Hello. Oh, I don't think she likes me.
Oh, well.
Strong silent type, eh? Oh, okay. Well, you'll warm up soon. It's fine. Just come for a cuddle? No? Okay.
You'll just awkwardly stuff the bag over at Duffy.
Oh, fuck.
No, you don't want to put a bag of holding in a bag of holding. Is that a Pathfinder thing too?
I think so, yeah.
I think they just shut themselves off now. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't quite remember the rules on that, but I don't think they work.
Yeah, I think one of them stops working. The one inside stops.
Yeah.
Okay, well, instead he'll get weirded out by Duffy's interaction and stow the thing himself. She's gonna wash her hair tonight.
Oh, yes, okay, of course. So long. What's her name? Does anyone know her name?
She'll call you.
She'll call me what?
Hagatha.
Agatha.
Oh, Hagatha. That's a pretty name.
And Lump just getting more and more just like, all right. Kicks open the doors to get back out of here. Unless we want to try to brush through the stone wall up here, but I just feel like that's going to take forever. Or do we... Oh, sorry, I'll do it in care. Do we want to find a place to rest, or do we want to push forward and try to deal with that stone wall, or carry down a hallway? Hello?
Hello? Anyone?
What? Can't we
Lump dies of embarrassment.
Yeah.
I'll reroll.
It's better to go down the hallway when we have all of our spells intact. If that army that we saw up there is in fact ready for us, perhaps we should prepare ourselves for them. There were very many demons that I saw up there, and if we can spend a night to rest, I can bring spells like invisibility, silence to my repertoire, and perhaps we can gain an advantage in that direction. We certainly have not been able to find an advantage at this level to begin with, nor have we found any, let's call them back roads.
I agree with Azori. We should rest first. Did we check what the bracers were? Did I miss that?
Attempted and failed.
What was the check?
I rolled a check on it, but
Oh, did you?
yeah, it's in the chat.
Well, it's obvious to Azori, obviously, because she knows exactly what bracers of armor look like.
Yeah, that
they're
makes sense.
Bracers of armor 1. They grant a +1 item bonus to AC and saving throws, and a maximum dexterity modifier +5. You can affix talismans to bracers of armor as if they were light armor. I don't know if they're any good to anyone here.
Yeah, Izori's gonna take him. She just slaps them on.
Well, they won't stack with your +1 on your explorer's clothing. So,
Oh, is that a circumstance bonus as well?
no, they're both item bonuses.
Never mind then.
Yeah.
She throws them back at Krakow.
Shiku.
What about Glastrimdur?
Yeah, he could wear them.
Oh, yeah.
How much are they worth?
How?
450 gold.
Oh, Jesus.
Bag of holding.
I mean, he's gonna
So-
die eventually. Like, when we can get our shit back when we separate from him. Like, here, we're gonna lend these to you.
Fine.
It's like Glass is just looking around, and be like, "Why are they debating my death and my
Lifetime contract.
We'll get these back when you're a fine red mist.
Don't worry, it'll be the name of the podcast that week. Okay, so bed down in here. That's what we decided, eh?
Well, maybe not in the museum full of dangerous creatures, but if we want to bed down in the weird old room full of pinned hands or the smelly pillow room, that would make a little more sense to me.
Got some nice candles.
You also have the garrison that you had before, that you kind of rested in briefly before. There's only one entrance to it.
Right, but the whole thing about that is the sneaking past all the demons that are down the hall.
Again, devils, diabolic, not demonic, and they were in fact flesh warps, mostly that you saw down there.
I think the sneaking past is the part that we're most hung up on.
Well, I just don't want the listeners to be confused by all of your inaccuracies.
I like to think of it as bigotry.
I'm racist against demons and devils.
I am going to cut that to just say I'm racist.
Oh God, it's what my character would do. Let's not go down that road. Where are you resting? Also, if you want, there are two other creatures you haven't identified in this museum, as you put it. If you wanted to roll some checks on those.
As soon as we find out where we're resting, we can try and identify them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we identified this one. The one with
You
the
did
big
not.
gullet maw.
Oh, didn't we fight one of those before?
Actually,
I'm pretty sure we did, because we fought
I think
one.
you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn. I kind of do remember describing its like face and stuff. That might have been just before the Witchfire attacked.
It was
I think
exactly
right.
before the Witchfire attack, but I did not write any of it down. It's called a Gug. They're very clever, intelligent underground creatures. I have it written down as a neck mouth.
Yeah. Okay, so there's one you haven't identified yet.
Does it have a tattoo on his abdomen that says Gug Life?
No.
Not
But
yet.
you should.
Let's break down that force field and see what happens. Are we resting in this like little offshoot room where we just messed up the denizen, or are we heading back to the garrison?
Yeah, let's go just duck into their freshly dead room, light some candles, have a nice little
Cool.
chill session.
And the giant crawling claw, you want to dispose of that out of the room?
Yes, please.
Tulak might find it peaceful.
Yeah, could like use it as a futon.
Or like one of those hand chairs?
All right. you guys have a rest? Get yourselves healed up. Are we talking? We're talking full long rest.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of that stupefied.
Man, we've got a 5-person party here. How does the watch work now? The 5 people will take you about 10 hours, 2 hours each watch.
We'll just let my cat watch, and we can all sleep.
Okay. Everyone just crashes.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well, I'll just fast forward 8 hours.
Yeah, so she's going to feed Sammy that Scroll of Dream message.
Okay. After about 8 hours of rest, it is now almost 1 in the afternoon. You guys were up late.
Big day.
Feeding dream message to the cat. Adding that to the old spell list. That's great. Need to do anything? Oh, I assume you're going to try and get rid of some of these curses again.
That would be the dream.
Kruka's stupefied is going to go down by 1, so he's no longer stupefied. And Tulok is now stupefied 1 instead of 2.
At some point, Sammy sees Lump wake up and say some prayers to their pantheon. Just give me strength to overcome the struggles before me. Do not let me give in to despair, and let me find vengeance against those that have wronged me. And just keeps repeating that for an hour to get their spells back.
I love it starts out with like such a classic like religious like thing, and then it just ends with "and let me get vengeance." Like and it's so calm, it's just unnerving.
Tulok's just kind of maybe like 30 minutes into this, Tulok wakes up and just like, you know when you're awake and you try to look through your eyes but as if they're not actually open, like you're like looking through your eyelashes. Mm-hmm. He just does that, and it's just he just is staring at Lump's face, and just his eyes, which are mouths, just in unison, just saying these words. And he's just like, kind of like that thing that they use in movies where like the focus is going in, but it looks like it's like getting closer or farther away, like that camera effect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's like that, just like going in on his eyes, mouth eyes.
So I'm ready to rock. I've changed out a couple spells.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it is.
Are we doing some more counteract checks?
I sure hope so.
Yeah, I guess we should split them up, eh?
I will cast Nudge Fate on Tulok for this.
Okay.
Tulok will cast Guidance upon himself as well.
They won't stack. They're both status bonuses. Just throwing it out there.
Fine. He doesn't cast Guidance.
It was a 22.
Bitch!
DC's 26.
Yeah. 26, yes.
Okay. He'll go one more time.
She'll cast Nudge Fate again.
Nope. 18. Roll over a 10.
Yeah, you rolled a 6 and a 2.
Okay, I'm going one more time. There we go. That's a fucking roll, finally. 34.
All right, that will do it.
Is that on me or Glash?
That was on you.
Okay. Thank you.
I only needed to roll a 10 that whole time.
Brutal.
Then we go back to
That's
sleep for
9
another
technically.
8 hours to get our sorcerer back for their 3 4th level spell slots.
Nah, we'll be fine. You know, I'm just gonna fucking use telekinetic projectile anyways.
Did you not bother preparing it there, Cam?
No.
You didn't?
No one told me to.
I thought you said you were going to for our buddy Glash.
Well, you know what they say about NPCs. Fuck them.
Fuck him.
Burn them.
Don't give them any loot. Wait till they die.
Did we give him the stupid bracers in the end?
No. You didn't.
Ah, he's so dead.
Lump will cast light on the Aeon Stone floating over their head. Shall we proceed?
Tulok, having a change of mind, turns to Glash and says, "Here, may these help you in your quest with us."
You're gonna give the bracers over?
That's right. We'll get him when he's dead.
I'm actually... I think that they don't help because is it a status or item bonus?
It's an item bonus.
I don't think they'll stack with the hide armor. They will not. So
Oh yeah, because armor is an item bonus all its own. I forgot about that. Yep. No dice. They're pretty much good for a caster with no armor and hasn't bothered to buy
Caster
a
or
rune.
monk,
That's
yeah.
basically it. Yeah, or a monk. Yeah.
And Lump will. Are we ready?
Sammy disappears like into this gilded fog that sneaks its way up Azori's arm. And there's a flash of golden light as it turns back into her tattoo.
A gilded fog. Those two words are probably very seldom placed together. I love it.
Have you ever been to a foam party with somebody wearing sequins?
Nope, definitely not.
Pretty much looks like that.
Yeah.
There's a very select few people in our audience who knows exactly what that is.
That is oddly specific.
Yeah.
Krucka, I have a spell that may assist if we plan to just barrel down the hallway and go. What's the expression? Fuck up those fiends.
Ah, yes. Cast fuck up upon me.
And I will turn and cast heroism on Krucka.
Oh yeah, that lasts for 10 minutes, eh? Great.
Oh, yeah.
And heroism again, status bonus to attack rolls and perception checks, saving throws, and skill checks. That's awesome.
Yep.
It's huge.
And so Krucka and Lump do the buddy cop, nod at each other, kick open the door simultaneously, and we take off running down the hallway, I guess. If everyone else is okay with that.
Yelling pew pew the whole way.
I love the idea of you just like cast heroism and you just look at Krucka, give a nod, and Krucka immediately knows what's going
Krucka,
on.
who famously picks up on social cues so well.
Definitely read this in a book somewhere.
They both trip on the way out the door.
You read a lot of fantasy, the fantasy version of Tom Clancy novels.
I'm the third Hardy boy. Foolhardy.
It's a famous gnome Alkenstar novelist, Tom Fancy. All right, so you kick the doors open, march into the room. Krucka, I think, is the only one who can actually see the full distance.
Heck yeah, you can.
I would like to throw out there, actually, that now that my light spell, cantrip, has leveled up, it is 60 feet of bright light and then followed by another 60 feet of dim light.
Well, it's
Yeah.
60 bright, 60 dim?
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Well, it's about 85 feet away, so yeah, you just burst the door open, little flames come around the frame of the door, you all barrel into the hallway and look down there, and just this light spills from you all the way down the hall. And, well, I mean, it's not actually, now that I say that, I forgot that it's like, this whole level does appear to be kind of dim anyway, I think, from all the diabolic symbols and stuff. And I just cut my finger. How the hell did I do that? The hell did I cut that on?
Duncan's razor sharp wit.
Hey!
I'm bleeding. Why?
One of Cam's spells.
Oh, it's horrifying.
Yeah, and I didn't say lump. Cam's spells.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know he had a vendetta. Okay, and so yeah, you can see down at the far end of this. So, for the listeners, kind of a long hallway goes into a nice circular room that you've seen several times. The stairs that would lead down these sort of like last two levels, including this level, and past the circular room, the hallway extends a bit further into a large sort of hexagonal room almost, and there is a single Barbazu that is standing with its back to you, facing a six. There are 6 Grothluts that are sort of like lined up in front of them, kind of just like swaying back and forth and paying attention to the Barbazu.
And we head there to go.
Does
fuck 'em up.
anyone remember the name of that contract demon?
Eurevian.
And was that a Barbazu?
No, it's a Phestophilus.
No,
Thank you.
we just got part of their pendant. So the pendant is maybe part of the contract. I don't know.
Okay, lead the way. I'll be in the back.
All right, get yourselves in a marching order in the hallway and start marching. And are you just like marching confidently towards them, or are you peeling? Are you running?
What's Lump speed?
I think we're just fucking going, unless some, like, seriously, like, Lump, understand, Fiend, you know, there's not a whole lot of talking unless you really want to risk, you know, deception through legalese.
Yeah.
Getting contracted.
So, if there's one thing Krucka knows, it's a sudden charge.
Yeah.
Zori kind of face palms as she was about to cast silence and invisibility, but lets this happen, I guess.
I have 10 minutes on heroism. We can absolutely do invisibility and silence. There's nothing stopping it.
Well, you want to do that?
Yeah, she'll cast invisibility on Krucka and silence on Lump.
As Krucka goes invisible, he'd like to draw an acid flask.
You know what? Just to fucking be a part of this, Tulok will cast invisibility on Lump.
Okay.
Okay.
And then Azori herself will take the avoid notice action.
Is this the second level spell or the...
Second level. Sorry. Not as fun.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's not what I'm getting at here. I was talking to James because silence means that I can't do my scream and I cannot like do the auditory trait. No, I appreciate where you're going with it. I'm just saying that like I can't intimidate. Well, I have intimidating glare. Never mind. Yeah, keep it. No, that's cool.
You tell me what buffs and debuffs you want. I can cast slow too if you want.
On me? Sweet.
And I'll haste you right after.
No, I'm good with silence invisible. All right.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I've put you all into an initiative, or to the combat tracker. Can you all roll initiative for me, please?
I'm avoiding notice.
Krucka's
problem.
avoiding notice as well.
I assume everyone's avoiding notice at this moment.
Unless your stealth is worse than your perception.
Yep, I'm not.
I mean, when you avoid notice, you don't have to roll stealth for initiative. It just gives you the option.
Wouldn't Tulok Stupefied have gone or changed? Or did he have two?
I did.
I had two.
I had
okay.
two. Yeah.
Just sorry, bud. Let's try.
It's okay. I'm pretty chill.
All right. So let's start the combat. We've got Krucka at the start. So we haven't done this. I don't think really ever. But avoiding notice, Krucka, you can move at half speed. And at the end of that, we're gonna roll you a stealth check.
Okay, so he wants to get up to within 20 feet of this Barbazu.
Okay. So move half speed first for your first action. Okay, I've rolled it. Let me just double check what I'm rolling against here.
She stares straight at you.
Bail! Bail!
Okay, want to move your next 10 feet?
Slow and steady.
You just got a natural 20, so I'm going to give you your next 10 feet for free.
Okay, slightly faster and steady.
Bam. Okay. Tulok, you're up.
These corridors are exactly why I didn't want to rush in.
Yeah, the corridors ahead, because there are those corridors to the east and the west once you get to the circular room, right? Okay, Tulok, you get 10 feet as well, is that right?
Yep.
Okay, so you moved one, I've rolled it. Move again.
Another 10. And then we'll hide.
And then hide. Okay. Okay, next up is Lump.
Same deal, I guess. If you want to roll them. I'm just gonna catch up to Krucka.
You have silence on. I think that affects this, doesn't it?
Only if my armor had the noisy trait.
The target makes no sound, so they should be able to move at full speed.
Yeah, I think you're fine. You can just rock up where you want. Yeah. And you're invisible, I forgot too,
Invisibly,
yeah.
yes.
Damn, I forgot about that already. Holy shit. Okay. This is some mad pre-buff, guys.
Raise shield.
Mad pre-buff. Okay, you stride way up at Raise Shield. I just want to point out real quick that as you get to the center of that room, you can see to the east and west. To the east, there is appears to be at the end of the hallway a single door. And next to that, to the north of that door and to the side of that door, there are double doors on each side. To the west, you can see basically the same thing. Again, double doors kind of north and south sides of the end of the hallway. But at the far end is this massive door, this massive like wall door with a big glowing pentagram on it.
Hail Satan.
Okay. So Scott was right. Fetch quest.
Yeah, it's a hugely impressive door. It's like blazing, this pentagram with fire.
Hey, we got a piece of a pentagram. I wonder if that's related.
There's also, I wonder, there's also the stairs that lead up into this circular room, as you would have predicted. But there were stairs that lead down as well, but they are filled with rubble. Choked with rubble, dust, and boulders, and inaccessible.
Is that this one here for me?
Yeah, that one there, yeah.
Define inaccessible for me. Is it a place I could possibly hunker down and take cover in?
Maybe that first square, but it's definitely going to be difficult terrain if you want to try and like climb across it or over it.
No, I'm just thinking about places for Azori to duck behind and
Yeah.
use the take cover action specifically.
No problem. Glastrum Dur is up.
Moving up to 2 luck for 2 actions. Then stealth and just. Yep, that's all he gonna do.
Okay. Gonna roll a couple stealth checks. How many did you move? All 3 or?
Just 2.
And then hide.
Yep, and then hide.
And then hide. Okay. All right. And Azori.
Same deal. 2 strides and a hide, but she's trying to hide behind Glastrum Dur.
Okay.
You might have better luck behind Tulok.
Yeah, but 2 luck's not expendable.
It's the worst.
True.
Okay. Next round, top of the order with Krucka.
Okay, I guess we continue the stealth forward 10 feet at a time.
Stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see as you're getting closer, like this Barbazu is like kind of like seems to be like waving its weapon around in like these slow motions, trying to like, you know, keep the attention of what you know to be mindless creatures. And like every once in a while their attention like wavers off a bit and then kind of comes back in as he kind of keeps doing this. And Krucka, you're gonna move 3 more times.
Yep.
And as you get to your third movement, you kind of kick a little pebble, and the Barbazu just kind of like goes to turn his head, and then he catches one of the Grothlets like meandering off. He's like, "Whoa!" Turns back around, and he's like, "Just hey!" And it kind of waves his weapon around and pulls his attention back. Tulok.
Tulok will delay.
Tulok delays. Lump.
Lump is going to move forward 25 feet on a stride.
Okay.
And then I had something cool, but I think we're just going to do this the easier way. And is going to... Wait, with silence, can I cast spells?
Cannot, but if you wait until, or if you want to delay until after my turn, I can dismiss.
Auditory trait. I don't have the auditory trait on spellcasting.
It's the verbal trait.
Yeah, I think they. I'm pretty sure, even though it's kind of a murky area, but I'm pretty sure they have the auditory trait.
They have verbal. And that's the last sentence that I didn't read to yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We'll just raise shield again, and
Okay.
that will be their turn.
Okay, Glass Drum Doer.
Doing a little doot 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 gnome noises moving forward. Get
Okay.
it? No noise. Never mind.
Okay. He seems to stumble a little bit at first, but he catches himself, and then as he gets further forward, he like really steels himself and gets nice and quiet. Izori.
She'll move her 20 feet, and with her last action, she will dismiss silence on Lump.
Okay.
And Tulok will hop in here.
Okay. Dismiss silence on Lump. Tulok hops in behind Izori.
Moves 20 feet. And then hides.
Okay. And following Glash's like lead, you both stumble a little bit in your first movements. Like, oh crap! Oh, like he just kicked something or whatever, and like, but you both also managed to like steel yourselves as well and get into a good position. That's you, Tulok.
Yes.
Okay, that brings us back to Krucka in round 3.
I think it might be go time.
Silence is off.
Okay.
What do you do, Krucka?
One last 10-foot stride forward.
Yep, you do a slow stride forward. You're good.
He's gonna take a nod to a Lump,
That you can't see.
which he can't see. He's going to
You're both invisible.
nod to the hallway and hope that that translates. And I guess it's time to throw an acid flask at the Burbazu.
If it makes you feel any better, Lump could tell you nodded.
Yeah.
Motion sense.
Motion sense,
Perfect.
yeah. All right, Krucka, holding that flask in hand, gets ready to lob it. And that's what we're going to call it.
No! So much build up and then just like, nope, actually, wait a whole week.
Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.